Hey, good morning, YouTube. It's Leland coming to you here from very chilly Mulberry Farms. The weather app says it's 32 degrees outside today. I suppose it's cold, but I'm out here in a long sleeve shirt and it is tolerable. Further, I don't see any ice anywhere on the property nor frost, so take the temperature reading for what it's worth. This is a little more detailed look at my water wagon, which is simply a garden cart. This happens to be a Groundwork brand. They're available from other providers and various vendors. This one happened to come from Tractor Supply Company. It is very useful for a number of farm chores. It displaces the load from your shoulders. You know, with a wheelbarrow, you're working your shoulders a lot. The weight is carried by the wheels, and that's a good thing. It's also a trade-off, because this thing has a dump feature. You can unhook the trailer, tilt it up, and dump mulch, dirt, gravel, whatever. At that time, the load goes back to your shoulders. You become the lever, and you have to lift whatever's in the wagon to dump it. So, as many things in life tend to be, it's a trade-off. Back to the water wagon. This is nothing but a couple of drums provided by a dear friend of mine. They are freebie, they're cast-offs. Ignore the corrosive label. They once transported sodium hydroxide solution. They've been thoroughly rinsed. They're completely harmless. They are perfect for watering, and I've outfitted them with these simple pipes. This is a transfer siphon. Goes between the two tanks, so that when tank A is loaded, filled with water, tank B fills at the same rate. As long as you push the hose down there into that elbow below and get the siphon started, you're golden. Once that's complete, this tube comes into play. It's a little more complicated than it needs to be by design. I was experimenting with heat bending PVC tubing. There were a couple of methods on YouTube. It's a world of information, as you know, and I found that while there are usable tips like packing the PVC with sand or putting a spring inside there and so forth, I could bend it quite nicely just by heating it with a heat gun and manipulating it with gloved hands. This tube is what delivers the water to the plants. It goes into the second barrel, just like this, once you've activated the siphon. Water flows out the spout, which allows you to control the siphon. The entire thing is airtight. Yeah, you're right. I use this instead of a cap. Again, I was experimenting with heat and PVC pipe. This is airtight. It retains the siphon. Anyway, that valve controls the flow. This pipe moves back and forth. You can maneuver the cart close to the trees that I'm watering, and using that valve there, water those trees. So much more water gets so much more easily delivered. I was baling this by hand using a bucket and watering each of my, 12 small trees I've got out there so far, 12, 14, something like that. It was a chore. Now, it ain't so much of a chore. That's about all there is to it. I may put up a video later showing how I bent this PVC piping. I didn't need it for this project. Yes, I could have used elbows, which would have done the same thing, but would have been a less elegant solution, in my opinion, and wouldn't have provided the information I discovered about heat bending PVC, which will come in handy for later projects. Hey, thank you all for dropping by. Come on back anytime, because you know you're always welcome here at Mulberry Farms.